Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Just a little bit to go to the weekend. Hang in there. I know you can do it. I believe in you. In the meantime, I just want to bring you a quick session that I had yesterday. We've done a couple of commentary tracks where I go through like the green ranks for the character and we talk about that experience. But one thing I realized yesterday is since I started making content for YouTube, one thing that I don't get to do all that much is just sit down and play, the character that I like to play the most and try and like rank them up online, and that's important to do too. I mean, if for no other reason, if you're going to be making like educational content for YouTube, it's important to try and actually rank up some of your own characters. Otherwise, you're not going to have any kind of credibility. So I had a short session on Gigas, and I had a lot of fun. We're going to look through it together and see if there's anything we can learn from the experience. I hope it's enjoyable. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
So our first opponent for the day is going to be King. I don't know about you guys, but King is one of those characters that I really find terrifying. He's so strong in this game.
Round one. Fight.
Okay, so he floats me out of the air with the jabs. He doesn't get a full combo though. He's looking for the counter hit. I think that's King back one, right? And I'm looking for the counter hit with the 4-2. My favorite like keep out setup with Gigas. I try and get a wall spot here with the 1-2, but he knows about the minus frames and he doesn't get fooled. He does a nice setup into the wall throw here. But unfortunately for him, he whiffs that throw right there, allowing me to launch him for the round.
Round two. Fight.
I should have connected, don't know why I didn't. Down 3, my favorite low with Gigas, one of my favorite moves in the entire game. Absolutely amazing. And I'm looking for that 4-2, but he instead counter hits me with his back one. Great stuff. He gets this like janky little wall break here because of these, the weird walls on this stage. Not a huge fan of this stage. I mean, I guess the idea is cool, but isn't the music, I don't know if you agree, but the music on the stage is like horrible to the point where it's almost impossible to play, so I had to turn, in-game music off for this stage or like change it. You saw me break the giant swing there at the wall, which is very important. A big tip that I want to give you guys is if you're playing against King and his back is towards the wall, if you see a throw, always break one, because if it's a generic throw, you're going to break it with one, and if it's a giant swing, it's a one break, in case you didn't know, and that's so important. The giant swing would have easily killed me at that range I was at. So here, just do a rage drive, trying to get the wall spot with the unblockable high. I don't get it, but because he ducks, which was a good guess by him. But then he doesn't punish properly, and I'm able to punish his punish with my 1-2, allowing me for a wall spot. Gigas' 1-2 is, I think, the most powerful 10 frame move in the game. I think if it's the most powerful 10 frame punish full stop, unless you can actually get a bit more damage with Yoshimitsu no sword stance. I don't know exactly how those two punishes compare, but they are very comparable and they are at the top. So here I felt like he was definitely going to do something from while standing, so I just did a rage art. And you got to be careful with those rage arts. It's always a gamble, you're always taking a chance, and you should never use them unnecessarily. They're not for use in every game, but if you feel confident, go ahead. So next we're playing this Hachi, and look at this opening sequence that he uses here. It's flowing very smooth. He knows his range and his spacing exactly. So we're probably facing a very experienced Hachi player here. Problem is that he has these small openings in his offense where I'm able to sneak in 10 frame moves, and because I have the most powerful 10 frame move in the game, that allows me to knock down and get back into the game. Nice counter hit, and he converts that into a very nice combo. And there I was obviously jumping, looking for the hell sweep. He doesn't actually do any hell sweeps, which is surprising. And Gigas' Rage Drive, like you saw right there, Gigas' Rage Drive does not work on opponents who are on the ground or in the air. So if you're fighting against Gigas and you're scared of his rage drive, I know a lot of people ask about it, they think it's difficult to deal with. Any kind of move that allows you to be in the air, or if you're knocked down to staying on the ground, completely negates it. And if you saw in the previous match against King, he actually did a beautiful thing where he completely stuffed my rage drive using capital punishment. So he was in the air and he just jumped through the animation of my rage drive and smashed me in the face, which was very nice. I'm able to crush a high there. I don't know why I didn't finish that combo. I guess maybe my hand slipped or whatever. But I get a down forward one, allowing me to take the round anyway. I try to go for a Goliath setup here, but the angle doesn't allow for it, and I show him my back instead, which is very dangerous. I'm lucky that I didn't get punished harder. But I get a counter hit off of the 4-4-4-2, allowing me to take the round easily. Something about this Gigas 4-4-4-2 you need to know about this. It's one of the most powerful launchers in the entire game, and it's completely guaranteed on counter hit. So a way to use it that I like to use it is if I'm knocking my opponent down and I think that they are going to do get up 3. I do this move because it's going to perfectly counter hit get up 3, allowing for the launch completely guaranteed. And then that does so much damage that I usually just end up taking the round then and there. If you look at Hwoarang right now, that's exactly what I was talking about. And so at some ranges when you feel like your opponent's going to do get up 3, that's a great option. Another thing about this move is that obviously it's dangerous to use because the second hit is a duckable high. And so what I do with this move is I use it a couple of times in the opening rounds to test my opponent. If they react to it properly, then and you know, duck it and launch me, then I gotta strategize in some other way. But if they don't deal with it properly and I'm able to abuse the move, it becomes such an amazing tool because it does so much damage that if I can just connect with it once, I can usually take the entire round. And if I am able to get a counter hit, you know, it's completely guaranteed. So it's if you're playing against Gigas, be aware that you do not want to be like impatient when he's using that move. You gotta block the first hit, duck the second hit. And there I do a very unnecessary rage art. I thought, you know, him being Hwoarang, that he was going to be spamming offense, but he was patient and he punished me very nicely. So look at this, like I have no life left, but Gigas is so dangerous with rage, and I'm looking for that counter hit 4-4-4 right now because I know it does so much damage that even in this situation, if I can get the counter hit, I can just steal the round. And so I look for it there and I don't get it, so I look for another opening and I do get it, and more than able to completely steal around. So this is why Gigas is so dangerous when at low health. He's a little bit of a comeback artist, and he also has, you know, that great rage drive. So definitely don't count Gigas out when he's at low health. That's really when he comes in his own, if I'm honest. So I use some down 3 here, you know, my favorite low in the game, to completely you know, steal half of my opponent's life bar. And I think I'm just gonna like whiff punish with a down 2 here. No, I think I get a read on a duck. That's what happens. I break that throw. I predict him to go for a duck, and so he does, and I launch him for the round. So now we're doing alright. I'm feeling like maybe there's a promotion coming up, and I do get a promotion match, but I get it against Akuma, which is very rare. Not only is this Akuma, look at this duck he does right here. It's a really good Akuma. It's Akuma with good reflexes who knows the matchup. This is rare, and I'm feeling like, oh, this is so typical. Like I run into a promotion match and I get, you know, one of these very sort of trolly, crazy characters with amazing damage, and it also happens to be a very, very good player. Just my luck, right? But we end up having a great game. I mean, Kuma, I know a lot of people dislike him just because he is a bear and stuff. I happen to love large characters in fighting games. You know, Gigas is my main, I like Jack, and I also like Kuma, and I'm gonna spend some time trying to get to know him better in the future. You know, he's known for being a low tier character, same as Gigas, but those tier lists, they mainly matter when, you know, Asian players make them. They're pertaining to like long sets of several matches, like a death match. But a single online match like this, you know, these characters are some of the most dangerous, full stop. Because like the damage and the range that they have. It's more like when you've played a long set against somebody and you've already established all these layers of mind game, that stuff like, you know, tier lists really come into play, because then it comes down to stuff like, are you able to reliably set up mix-ups with, you know, Dragunov's running 2 or Leo's King K or stuff like that. That's why mix-up potential usually lands you near the top of the tier list. But yeah, my opponent's playing really solid. He goes into a hunting stance here, which is Kuma's mix-up stance. And here I'm thinking, you know, if he's going to do these like grounded moves where Akuma's lying down, if I manage to time a Rage Art and hit one of those, shouldn't he be considered, you know, not standing, but in a state where my Rage Art will connect properly? It turns out I'm wrong, and he does a beautiful like get up trip kick into a conversion with his Rage Drive. So, you know, he definitely knows his Kuma combos and stuff. A nice delayed string right there. Yeah, he's playing very nice. I'm not punishing those down 1+2s though, which I should really be doing. I bait with down 2, good technique with Gigas. I could have probably punished that Chinese get up harder, but I get the round anyway. And now we're tied up. So it's the two giants of Tekken here going for the final round. He punished that beautifully, and this little combo he does right there might not look very impressive, but it actually happens to be the optimal combo that Kuma can get off of that launch. Unless he has Rage. He can get a lot more when he has Rage. So we end up about tied up for life here, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm probably going to be able to get this. But look at this. He saw me do the jump back from Golem stance right there. I do it again. And it turns out he knows that he can punish that if he does a very nice, perfectly timed 442 from Hachi right there. And that's something that you very rarely see. I mean, somebody who not only knows that they can punish the jump back from Golem stance, but also knows exactly which move to use and then applies it perfectly like that. That was really, really impressive. I've almost never gotten like punished for using Golem jump back cancel, and so yeah, kudos to my opponent. That was a fun game, and I don't mind losing that. But we go straight into the next game, and my next opponent happens to be the same rank as me, meaning that I'm able to get 2 promotion chances in a row. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to lose 2 promotion chances in a row here. I really want this promotion right now, so I'm going to focus up. If you look at my opponent, the first thing I noticed, if you look at this Oscar right now, if you look right there, he has a very smooth, fast, sort of sharp little backdash. So he's got nice execution, he's got good movement, and so this is going to be a little bit of a spacing war. You know, Gigas isn't good at evasive movement. He has very short movement and a big hitbox, so the way he compensates for that is that he has very long range. So while Asuka is trying to manipulate a lot of her space while using movement, with Gigas you're moving a lot less, but you're using the fact that you have these long arms to control the space in front of you, and so that's how you're able to compete, right? I get a counter hit here for 2, you know, my favorite keep out option with Gigas. And that I don't know if that down 3 was guaranteed on the counter hit. On the second hit of down 3-2, I gotta check that out in the practice mode at some point. We trade right here. He whiffs big, unfortunate. Get the wall here, and just, yeah, down 3, the best low ever. And he's doing, yeah, he spaced me out nicely there with that backdash, and I whiffed my 442. That was dangerous. He doesn't punish that, which was unfortunate for him. Here I'm able to stuff him with the down 2 properly this time and get a full combo. I'm not quite at the wall. I'm trying to set up a wall spot here with the running 2, but he knows about the minus frames and he doesn't get fooled. Otherwise that would have been huge damage. Yeah, but he knows his stuff. Looking for the counter with the 4-2. I get the second hit by finishing the string. And now I need that last hit, right, to close out the game. And in those situations, my personal recommendation is just go for a single 1 jab, because it is the fastest option you have. And I stuff him with the 1 jab there for the promotion.
So that was just a quick little session where we played some matches with Gigas. I don't know if there's anything in particular we need to take away from this session other than if you have some sort of very dangerous option with your character that needs to be dealt with in a very specific way. The example I used in this video was Gigas' 4-4-4-2. It can be a good idea to try your opponent out in the first round and see if they're able to deal with it properly. If it turns out they are, then maybe you need to like try something else. But if they don't, maybe you've actually found something that you can use and abuse against your opponent, because it becomes a very strong option when it's not dealt with properly. So if you're playing King, it might be some kind of multi-throw. If it's like Elisa, maybe you set up that nosebleed stun with the down back 2-2. It can be literally anything. But what you need to do is identify your opponent's weaknesses and try and prey on them. One thing we say in fighting games a lot, it's jargon, but it's actually very important, is play the player, not the character. So it's important to know your matchup and know about your opponent's character, obviously, but every single opponent that you face is going to play in a different way, and they're going to have different things they're good at and bad at. And if you can identify something that your opponent doesn't know about, you can use that to your advantage. That's especially useful when you're playing a character like Gigas, or maybe, you know, a character like Akuma, who is used by so few people that a lot of people are actually undereducated when it comes to their moveset. If you're playing against, you know, a Dragunov, Dragunov is such a popular character. Every third character you encounter online is a Dragunov, that you've dealt with most of his options so many times that most players at least have a basic understanding of what they need to do to beat a lot of his exploitable options. But that's everything I wanted to say for right now. For the next video, I'm thinking maybe we'll do another character, or maybe we'll do some more frame data explanations. Let me know what you want to see. I haven't really decided yet, but I think the character that we're getting the most requests for right now, and that I really feel like making, is maybe Feng. So maybe we'll look at Feng, possibly Jin or Asuka. But let me know in the comments what you want to see, and I'll get on making that for you guys within the next couple of days. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.